Let's see here. Yo, we're gonna try this again. Tired of the book is hating on your boy, patient. This is a quick starting uh pod, and we're gonna get it right. We gonna get it right. We gonna get it right. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to drop my boy Eugene the link. He about to come on, about to get busy, and we're gonna have this conversation and we're gonna get cooking, man. We've been trying. I apologize to to y'all for the lack of consistency in terms of distributing the stream. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to make sure that you guys knew I was doing the best I could to get back online because I heard some people saying, "Hey, they're ready to talk about it, want to hear about it." So here we go. You know what I'm saying? My boy Eugene um, will be joining us shortly, and if you guys already tried to join before, I appreciate it. Uh, couldn't control everything, but I got what I got right now. Can everybody hear me fine? Can you hear me fine? Let me know in the comments because this has been very frustrating in terms of like tech, but I can't control that. All I can do is adjust. Uh, and to everyone that was available a second ago, I hope you're available now. And Danny Nicole, I'm tagging her again. Who else we got? Eugene should be over here in a second. And yeah, man, I done started talking about this so many times already that I'm tired of it already. That's how tired the conversation it actually is. Because you only valuable to people that value you. So if you've been, trying to be um, held in high regard by the right person, you know, for the right reasons, and you haven't gotten what you gotten, that's male or female, then what I'm saying, it's time for you to adjust. The market is making a correction. Let me see. The market is making a correction. You understand what I'm saying? Like the the market is, like when Kevin Samuels used to talk about, the sexual marketplace. You got to look at it like any other thing that has items for consumption. So a lot of those items for consumption, you know, are about you know what suits the buyer at the time at the market. So where we are right now is similar to the real estate market. People bought in low. A lot of men were of not necessarily low value, but there were men that had not yet reached their potential. And in the last 4 to 6 years, men have had conversations out loud about self improvement and becoming better and just working harder to be, to earn the respect and cash in on the experience. That's what I've been saying a lot of. Everybody wants to cash in on the experience. So now that time has come and people are realizing that they need to up their game or they've outgrown certain spaces and certain people, certain situations. And it's not about money. It's about mindset. Let's see here. What we got right here. Hey, can you hear me, brother? What's going on? Watch this on a second. Let me just bring you on FaceTime. I'm finna show you something. Mm, Like, let me show you something real quick. Yeah, like, hang on a second. Watch this. I'm just fixing to show you something real quick. I got you. Hang on, brother. Man, it won't let me bring the uh let me see. Let me pull you over here. See if it'll let me do this. No, I'm finna fix this right now. Look what we got. Look. You just stay right there on FaceTime, cause like I can you see me? Good, good. Cause like I got you up on the screen right now, and everybody can see you. Yeah. So let's just go with this because I don't want to fight it no more. We already on StreamYard. We already running it. Let's just run it, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to watch the replay. We got the chat up, you know what I'm saying? Let's get to it, man. So um the high value man conversation, you are of the opinion that it is dead. I would love to hear, you know what I'm saying, like where you going with this, and I just want to be a fly on the wall and chime in as necessary. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Understood. Understood. Can you hear me fine? Okay, good, good. I Cause like this is a new mic, a new condenser and everything, so I just want to be able to sit comfortable. I don't like leaning up on the mic. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to catch the sound the way it's supposed to. Yeah, I think overall, it's time to shift the conversation because once you've been saying the same thing for a long period of time and not getting the result that you want to get, at some point you got to shift, right? So, yeah. So like this shift is not to say that the high value man doesn't exist. It's about putting the conversation between the people that it actually fits. And most of us aren't making, you know what I'm saying, the same type of money. So take the money part away, but let's just take money off the table anyway. This conversation is really about character. Like people people can only have the relationships that they can afford, and it got nothing to do with money. You know what I'm saying? So like you can have all of the money in the world, but like if you lack the ability to attract the opposite sex or whatever relationship you want, it doesn't matter. people are saying that they can't hear your mic, and I don't. And that's crazy, man. It's like I can hear you fine, obviously on my end, but yeah. And you know what though? I think it's gonna. I think the sound is probably gonna come out on YouTube. I don't know what's going on, but I hear it fine. I know it's getting documented over here. Um, but what you're saying, like you said very low, like siblings. You said maybe you know what it is. It's probably because you on speakerphone. Uh, are you on speaker? Yeah, take it off a speaker and see if that changes. Ah, okay. So do this right. Take that same link, come back in on StreamYard and use Safari. Oh yeah, I mean it's the yeah. So what's up, bro? Yeah, yeah, I got the yeah. That's what I'm saying. I can yeah, I can share the file. It's not a big deal. Like you know what I'm saying. All right. So fellas, what he's saying is that the conversation of the high value man is shifting, and we've had a lot of conversations about this over a period of time because nothing stays the same. Like I said before, market correction is on the way. It's already here, and we have to figure out what side of this conversation are we actually on. What part of it makes sense for your life? Because if you're not getting the outcomes that you want, and you got all of the resources to get, you know what I'm saying, the people that you want to talk to, what do you do next? What do you do next? Because everybody got what they got. Oh man, hey, that water was good. Um, so I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about the high value man? What do you think the high value man topic means to you? How, like in so many words, can y'all could drop some stuff in the comments and tell me your feelings and stuff. You know what I'm saying, and let me know what's going on because the um the overall the overall topic is about evolving, getting in the spot where you're supposed to be, and not worrying about things you can't control. Because there's some people who are going to live and die by this, and when they can't get what they want, they're going to blame everybody. They're going to say that the environment doesn't have what they qualify for. Oh man, look, I think we got Eugene. Oh, we got a Eugene sighting.
All right. Can they hear me now, bro?
Audience, let me know if you guys can hear Eugene. If you can, you know what I'm saying, leave a one in the comment. You know, so where do we leave off? Because I already know that they're gonna hear you anyway. I'm highly confident about that. So
All right, man. Yeah, just in regards to a high value man, bro. Like I said, man, I feel like it's extinct. You know what I'm saying? Like we was, we left off where dating, mating, and marriage is a multifaceted conversation. And for men to be still talking about leading with their wallet and talking about being high value, um, it's time to move on to that and get to the next steps in regards to finding the right partner. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it really comes down to. Because two heads is better than one, and two incomes is better than one. So we really gotta, change it up. And high value is, in based on my experience, was really like a eggplant measuring contest. You know what I'm saying?
yep, it's got limited effectiveness, man. It's eventually like when you say eggplant measuring contest, I already know what you mean by that, but you go ahead and break that down too. You know what I'm saying? Because that's your terminology. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a I'm trying to be politically correct so we share this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. Break it
you know,
down as politically correct as possible. Of course, you
yeah.
know.
I mean, it's just okay. Oh, it's like all right. It's like your neighbors, for example. You get solar panels, your neighbor gets solar panels. You start doing green grass, and the other one wants green grass. It's like then on top of that, you start upgrading it, and then now you're competing with the Joneses.
Hmm.
And when it comes to like dating, mating, and marriage, it's really more about compatibility long term. And money has its place in regards to the conversation, but being high value shouldn't be the the end all be all, because it's not a one size shoe fit all approach. And like I said previously, when you got money, you ain't got time, and when you got time, you ain't got money. So you really got to find a balance in regards to spending time with your significant other. And it's a lot of women out here that prefer having quality time and being able to be there with their partner. You might being gone to, if you're a truck driver or being deployed 9 months to out of a year, that might be a deal breaker to a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? And you know how it is. Your prior service. You know what I mean? It's and me
So
living in the military. I come from a military family in the military community. A lot of times when them soldiers get back, it ain't what they thought it was. You know what I'm saying?
we live right now. All right. Yep. My bad. I had a call come in. You know, the
What's
wife.
up, bro?
Yeah,
Go.
yeah, yeah. It's all good, man. You know this this whole conversation about determining compatibility, being with the right person, the healthy option, and being healthy for the option that you want. It's always been put on the other person, and there's nothing wrong with that because that's still valid. But
Mhm.
when you start having a mature conversation about, you know what I'm saying, where this stuff should go and who should be talking about it, you got to make sure you fit the criteria too.
Right.
So I think that maybe the conversation is extinct. I think the conversation is extinct, but high value men will always exist. But the people that are high value men aren't running around telling everybody that they high value men.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, because I always look at things like both things exist. You know what I'm saying? What's going extinct is the social media conversation about the high value man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you this, man. Um, when you get in that arena, right, and everybody's making money, you realize like, okay, you did 10K this month, and the other person did 100K. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
like, how far down the rabbit hole you want to go with this? I don't know. It's crazy that it's still a topic, and it's so much. Dating and marriage is very multifaceted. Like for example, my wife, man, she met me when I was at the peak of my radicalness. You know what I mean? But she has really toned it down and molded who I am right now. You know what I mean? On the good side, on the good side. And so like with my wife, image and status and what people think really matters. It's not really about the money. And at our age, bro, you should already have a car, a house, an apartment, and have a career, job, whatever. You should already have these things. You
It's
know what
just
I'm saying?
basic stuff.
Yeah,
Basic stuff.
these are basic necessities. You know
I
what I'm
call it I call those foundational um, needs. You're supposed to be able to provide for yourself at a minimum. You know
saying?
what
Yeah.
what I believe that we're not taught. I think we talk more about the high value man conversation than the women that fit high value woman conversation, because a lot of high value women think it's about money, and it's not about money. You know what I'm saying? It's about the high value woman is the woman that can refine the man that she's with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if she can't refine you, because you're supposed to have the ability to refine each other. Yeah, you could come as complete as you want to, but that don't mean that you got it all. That don't mean that you can't improve either, you know? Like because like who's auditing your improvement if you by yourself?
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. I know I know a lot of dudes that make a lot of money, bro, and they single, and they ain't getting no results. You know what I mean?
Yep.
'Cause nobody's there to audit. So it's like you have these expectations and these criteria of what it should be, but if you don't have that example on your arm, then really it's just theory.
So straight up, bro, it's just performance. Because on one side, right, we've had the conversation about the high value man and how the woman can't access the high value man, right? But there's a lot of high value, high earning men that think that they're high value that can't access their options either.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like,
Yeah, imagine having options you can't access. So is it even an option?
it's right. Yeah, it's like it's funny to me, man. It's like funny. Like, okay, you're in the arena, you're making all this money, and with now you're a passport bro that got to pay to play to travel abroad. Like, that's really what it. This stuff is it's crazy. And like when it comes to like dating, marriage, relationships, long term. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, it's so like you, bro. You're a power lifter. You lift weights. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some women are into height and they don't care about the lifting weights. Some care about fashion and hygiene. Some like personality and charisma. Some don't like slim dudes. Some like big dudes. Like, and some could care less about how much money you make because they make their own money. This is the 21st century, man. My wife has an executive MBA. She's worked for Goldman Sachs for 12, 13 years. She became vice president when she was in Brazil. She already got her own. Yeah, ideally, she would like somebody to match her on that financial level. But, you know, does she really care about finances if she already got her own money?
Why would she? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, and the other thing is like the women that are flexible enough the women that respect men gonna always get what they want. The women
Right.
that the women that respect men will never have a shortage of options. The women that don't respect men don't have the same options. Because like if you can't operate on respect from the get go, what's the probability of you actually building a connection with somebody if you don't have respect for the gender? For because like if you don't respect the gender in general, right? The first interaction or the majority of interaction is going to be competitive at best. You know what I'm saying? And
Hey,
and- what's up, brother?
man, hey, we might have to redo this. Look, hey, my mic was off, bro.
No, I just muted it. I just muted it because of the
You,
background noise.
oh, okay, okay, my
Yeah, yeah,
bad.
you good. Yeah, you good. But like you got women that respect men have options. Women that do not respect men don't have the options that they think they have. That's just it. Because like it's no different than like think of it as a man, right? You remember the phase in your life when you were not as respectful of a man as you are right now. And you realize, like looking back, the opportunities that you miss in business and relationships and all of that good stuff. It's the same thing for them. You know, um, men that respect that have general respect for other human beings, men and women alike, are not ruling out relationships because of the amount of money that a woman makes. You know what it is that man being valued and reciprocated in a respectful way. And because if we say it's not about the money, then we have to be careful about what we what we say too. We're like, oh yeah, I couldn't be with her. She makes six figures. It sound dumb. You know what I'm saying? When there's women that's out there that make six figures that want a man, that don't care about the money. Now, I know that there's a conversation that goes along with, well, what about the attitude of the woman? That's that's where you have to vet a lot better. And this is where I've been telling uh, uh, men and women alike on my content is that the I think you start here. If you were raised with your father, then you need to limit your association to people who were raised by their father. Because if the likelihood of a woman raising a woman without a father and her respecting the opposite gender is limited. I think is that there's an automatic default respect once if you got people that's in the same conversation that's interested in each other, if both of them had their fathers because they got relatable backgrounds. What do you think about that?
Um, family history is very important, and you got to make sure uh, you got to do your due diligence. You know what I mean? So what you're talking about is commonalities and similarities in family history, and if that's very important to you, then it's important to you. You know what I mean? Because based on your experiences, you know what you have dealt with. Like for example, when I was a bachelor and I was dating, I realized that people that went through the foster homes, being displaced or just not even having a relationship. I even dated a woman that was placed really early, and she had a family, but it wasn't her biological family. And I think in that home they didn't have a dad. But even both experiences of dating, it was really horrible. So to answer your question, bro, family history is important, bro. You really gotta know what you up against when you're deciding who you about to cohabitate with, who you're gonna merge your finances with. You gotta make sure that both of y'all are functional people. You know what I mean?
That's very true, man. Like, the stakes get higher as you get older. The stakes don't get lower as you get older. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to make the the decision because, like I said before, we're in the middle of a market correction,
Right.
just like real estate, right? Like we talked about that at Lean. Like people bought in low and sold high. You know what I'm saying? Either they value was undiscovered, and then they value once it became discovered, they made adjustments, they cashed out. You know what I'm saying, and moved on to something better. So we have to be very careful because the older you get, the less options you have.
Yeah, that's the reality of it, man.
Yep. The
That's the
older you
reality.
the older you get, the less options you have. Like, and your options are relative to your mental also. And I think men becoming more aware of they mental makes them more aware of women's mental. Because before that wasn't considered. It was just she's pretty and I'm gonna do everything in my power to get her. You know, some vanity driven reason as to why, what I'm saying, people would substantiate attraction for the opposite sex because they just didn't want somebody else to have it. But now being pretty ain't enough because we can look at people and we make a decision mostly off of behavior, not vanity anymore. There's just too much information, and too much information makes us more aware of the risk.
Right. And vanity is vanity because she looks good, you look good. Guess what? There's 1,000 other people that look good, right? So it got to be more to that.
Yep. I mean, we got to this point by making surface level decisions. So we can't go further than this without the next stage of decision making criteria. You know what I'm saying? That's whatever's above surface. it usually comes out in the lessons. Like you get a chick off the surface, or you get with a, or for the ladies when they get with a man off the surface stuff, and then they see what come with it, and they never go back there again. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right.
and and the thing is that that's why I like my content in terms of like how to vet that situation is centered on this. The book. See that? Accountable masculinity. That's what this is about. This is about identifying the disciplined man in you, meaning that you got to have a certain criteria that only makes sense to you. Every man needs a code, and this is the code for men that assist with what men already know. Okay, because I don't ever want my content to be seen as something that overrides anybody else's uh, what they believe is important to them. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that function purely and make their decisions completely off of faith based, uh, faith based practices. They follow whatever religious text that's going along with what they're talking about. But the most important thing is that you got to have a tool to help you determine what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? And like that's why like rule number one, and which is what my platform is truly about, is men focusing on themselves. You can't be, if you're not useful, then you're useless. So men have to be useful in order to be in the space to get what they want. So if you're not useful to anybody else, and I'm not talking about being used, I'm not talking about being abused. I'm talking about the main thing that the main component that captures your value as a man is what makes you useful. Everybody's main component is different. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to be balanced to whatever situation is going on. And in order for you to have balance as a man, you have to be resilient. You got to have some skills. You got to have some understanding, some situational awareness. You got to be able to read the room. And that this is why leadership opportunities are so important for men to have, because in general, most men are already programmed to be workers.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Like
Hmm.
I haven't. I didn't meet both my grandfathers, bro, because they just worked. They was just workhorses. They, you know what I'm saying? They worked themselves to the grave. You know what I mean? So we we got to do something a little bit different. I wanted to ask you this, bro, while it's on my mind.
Go ahead.
Outside of being high value, what would you say is like the top five like intangibles when it comes to like marriage? Because you're a married man, I'm a married man. What would you believe is some intangibles outside of like finances?
Oh man, that's too easy. So one was already within the marriage. A man still has to focus on himself. That's why I said that. It's like universal. Okay, you don't focus on yourself just to get someone. You never stop focusing on yourself because
Okay.
you're supposed to balance whatever equation you're part of, right? You can't balance what the other side is supposed to be doing because you out of position. You know what I'm saying? Number two that you're supposed to have conflict resolution skills. You cannot argue with people. You're supposed to be in the conversation to solve the fucking problem. Your job as a man is to have problem solving skills. Number that's number two. Number three, you're supposed to have discernment that comes through decentralized leadership. Meaning there's some things that your wife is better at than you. There's some things that when she says do, you just need to do them. Not on your time, but probably sometime when she said it, you know, because you don't see what she sees. Just like when you tell her and you supposed to be looking out for her safety and she just supposed to react, right? And not question you. Because men say, have these hypothetical exercise all the time instead of just saying, like when you tell her to duck and she say why, then she get hit, you know what I'm saying, in a hypothetical. Sometimes she got to tell you to do something and you don't question it either. because that's still a mark of good leadership. Number four, legacy and equity. You have to always be aware of what you do and how it is registered with her, because we make notes of them. And trust me, these are things that I work on daily. You know what I'm saying? Like, I miss the mark all the time. My wife might ask me to do something, and to me it's simple. I get to it when I get to it. But for her, it's like I blew her off. And that's not fair either, because she ain't asking me to do nothing hard. I still be messing up sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but because I'm not perfect, that's not an excuse either. We can't use not being perfect as an excuse. So legacy and equity count, man. Like, you gotta really be consistent about that. And number five, man, sexual discipline. Most men that lack sexual discipline will never have the happiness that they say they want. Because they're gonna trick themselves out the street. Literally. Like, most men are loyal to their opportunity. Sexually undisciplined men are loyal to their opportunity for physical and sexual engagement with the next woman. And whether you're in a relationship or you single, you still gonna trick yourself out the streets. If you in the streets, you're gonna trick yourself out the sheets. You know what I'm saying? And you're still gonna have the same outcome that that you hypocritically criticize women for. You know, you want to call women 304s and all that stuff and talk about them having all these bodies and stuff. Well, bro, what kind of outcome you think you're gonna have with a bunch of bodies as a man? You think you can have a whole bunch of bodies as a man? You probably can, but what do you don't think that does something to your mind? You don't think that affects you in some kind of way? If you don't, you just ain't ever had no good cheeks, you know. So that's my five. So number one, to recap, men have to have focus on themselves, um, conflict resolution skills, be able to determine what's their fight and what's not. You know what I'm saying? Which is decentralized leadership. Four, legacy and equity, believing that everything you do counts. You have a resume that's both written and unwritten. And number five is sexual discipline. That's what my whole book is about. So, matter of fact, y'all already seen the links in the comments. So go cop the book. You know what I'm saying? That this is what this is about. See, this book is the other component to what being a high value man truly is when you take away the money. This ain't about money. This is about character. This is about self governing. So that's what this is about right here. My bad, Gene. I'm over here feeling like I'm long winded, man. You asked me a good question, and I had to run it for a second. Go ahead.
No, I'm good. I'm good, bro. I ain't doing no tripping, man. At the end of the day, you created a book that you invested in, and you want to get that message out. So I support you in regards to your mission and getting your message out there. It's very valuable. So keep doing your thing, bro. We got two ears and one mouth, bro.
Man, hey, that's the plan. Like, when we talking to each other, um, like, the two ears, one mouth. You know what I'm saying? Concept is for everybody else's benefit, because I'm gonna learn something from you when you speak, and or you're gonna confirm what I thought I knew, and all of that is still, what I'm saying, valuable. So I'm a believer in you know in my own experience, and I understand that there's some men out there that can relate to the content that, what I'm saying, that's important to us too. And the conversation that we having right now, make it real. Like even in the comments, man. Shout out to my man Christopher Gibson. He's like, "Yo, the sex demons be real." Like, some people never recover from them, and they get led into destruction. I'm gonna unmute you. I'm like, go ahead. No, you already unmuted. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey. them, you know, hey,
Talk about them demons.
that demon is real. That's a real demon. You know what I mean? So
Address
you
that
really,
demon right there. Go ahead and address it, man.
you know, that's why I believe in marriage, bro. You know, because of that demon. When you're not married, you're chasing that. At least I'm speaking from a man's perspective. But when you have something that's accessible and is at home and is readily available and y'all compatible, then you can really conquer that. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that we, things are perfect outside of that, but you can really prevent a lot of stuff just by being married, bro. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
that I'm telling you, bro, sexual discipline is is the way for men.
It is.
And
It is.
and because like men know, like, so let's flip it for a second. Let me use an equivalent analogy, right? So process of elimination, sex doesn't necessarily rule women. Sex controls men mostly, right? But because women know that sex controls men, it controls them also because they use that in exchange for access to resources, right? Would you at the lowest level, both sides want something in exchange for what they offer, right? So, what do you think is the demon that rules women?
You said, what do I think about the demon that rules it?
The demon that rules women, because let's just accept, like, on this platform, because sexual discipline is so important, that sex demons are real, because that's why we value marriage and all of that stuff, right? What do you think is the main demon that rules women?
I couldn't even tell you, bro. That's just one that I can't even tell you, bro.
Yeah, but because what I'm saying is that women know that sex rules the undisciplined man, and men know that money rules the undisciplined woman. So I believe on their side that the man that's more free willing with his wallet can't control his meat either.
Yeah,
Something, you there's an exchange of recklessness somewhere, you know, and I believe it occurs there. You know what I'm saying? Because a man is willing to part ways with his money to feed his demons.
yeah. You see it a lot, man. And I like what Chris was talking about. He said another thing that he noticed that when a woman finds out that a man got bread, you can see that he posted it in the comment section. She want to put him through the gauntlet that a regular dude didn't have to go through. That's what I'm saying. So that's a real thing, bro.
Hey, can you hear the sound? Did I get the sound up there? Is the sound playing? Do you hear some gunshots?
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it.
Okay, cool. Because my little sound card working now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I was working on right there earlier. Because, bro, we got to start highlighting these. You know what I'm saying? These matter of fact things that men just commonly accept for what they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have we both men and women have our our vices,
Right.
but we have to be comfortable with our vices. You know, we have to accept that we have vices. You like that echo? I'm over here messing with the sound card now. You know what I'm saying? Just testing out my tools.
Where the echo at, bro?
Yeah, can you hear the echo? Is there an echo? So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's an echo. But before I didn't hear no echo though.
okay, good. Hey, man, look, got some tools now to work with. So we have to we have to respect that. We have to respect each other. We have to respect the opposite sex and understand that they are fed differently than we are. And also, too, men have to also respect themselves in the process. So when we have a conversation that goes this far about the value of relationships and how important it is it's not about fear. It's about respect for the opposite gender. I think relationships are about respect for the opposite gender. You know, that like of course on one side you want you want the experience to be valid, but it's got to be valid for the other person too. It's got to be valid for the other person too. So before we get off of here, you know what I'm saying? I want you to go ahead and leave our people with something, you know what I'm saying, that we can take with us, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, going forward because it's been a good conversation inside of 45 minutes and it's the type of conversation I want to have with other disciplined men. You know what I'm saying? This is important. So close us out with it.
Man, you know, don't get me wrong, money is important. And I would never undermine that because that's what we do to provide for ourselves and our family. And once you get from that, um, this is going to the Maslow hierarchy, and you brought up the conversation of like focusing on yourself. Like I'm with that, and I was like that as a bachelor, right? But once I got married, I realized that money over everything and focusing on myself and neglecting everything. That's that wasn't really too much beneficial for my family too, right? So I had to really find like a work life balance, and I used to didn't believe in that, you know what I'm saying? But when you get married and you got kids and stuff, bro, you realize that you want to attend to the cheerleading practices or the basketball games or whatever academic activities like STEM programs or athletic programs. You want to make sure you're available for that. So the work life balance that's came in. So now I'm focused on myself. I'm going back to that principle. I am, because if I can't provide for my family because I'm not focused on myself, then that's an issue. But you still got to be there for your family at the same time. So where I'm at now is like I'm more selfless and more family orientated versus where I was like 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, I feel like a man should have a high IQ and an EQ, which you was talking about where conflict resolution is on the EQ spectrum. But he still has to have, some common sense in regards to IQ, in regards to like processing information, comprehension, and on that spectrum. But when it comes to like looking for the right partner, man, what makes you enjoyable? What makes you compatible? What makes you where's the commonality? What's gonna make a woman want to like decide that you're the person that she wants to spend the rest of her life with? Because like when I think of marriage, bro, that's what I think about. I don't. That's why I never got married until like 2 years ago. Because when I think about marriage, I think about for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? So I believe like my top five things is going to be like IQ and EQ. Both of those are going to be on a high spectrum, and the conflict resolution is there. Number two, you gotta have your own money, but what makes you different outside of money? If money is the only thing that you're focused on and leading with your wallet, then who are you outside of money and leading with your wallet? You know what I'm saying? Are you a musician? Do you like to? Are you into fitness? Are you are you a comedian? Like it's so many things. People gotta like you at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
That's so true,
Um,
bro. They got to like you.
yeah,
Like a lot of people ain't liked and not likable. That's key. That is as simple as that is. That is very complex for a lot of people, man. Can you be taught like not tolerated? Are you liked? People go to work to tolerate the people that they work with, but are you liked outside of that? You know what I'm saying? outside of what you provide, are you a likable human being without no
Yeah.
obligation?
Yeah.
So, man, hey, I appreciate, like this conversation and the candidness of it, uh, the healthy place from which it comes, and I look forward to, chopping it up a little bit more and capturing these moments like that, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I want to highlight disciplined men, bro. That's the thing that I want to highlight. People need to
Yeah.
see more disciplined men having conversations that make sense for what they do every day. And I generally think that these conversations have always been had, they just haven't been documented. And because they're being documented like what we're doing right now, um, it has no choice but to have the right effect, to have the right impact. Because there are a lot of people that would listen to what we're saying, and even if it wasn't us, they would listen to this conversation, and and I would imagine they would draw whatever conclusion they draw from it, and they would understand that there's some people out there thinking completely different than they are, you know, because we all don't want the same things. We actually
Right.
we all want this. I think most of us want the same thing, or at least we talk about it. But the work that goes into it and what it looks like and the representation of it is what's not being displayed. You feel me? So
Yeah.
like now, you got people that have overcome whatever nuances in life and nuisances and demons and everything. This is what it looks like when we get to the other side. You know what I'm saying? So I think for the high value man conversation to capture everything that I'm saying is that welcome to the other side. The other side is accountable masculinity. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So for all of the viewers that are tuned in for this conversation and that follow my content on a regular basis, make sure that you go find Eugene Alexander. You know, follow what he posts, subscribe to him on all platforms. Go get the book. Go get the book.
By the
That's
book.
buy the book. This book is what this conversation is about. You know, because in most cases, when you hear men talking, you'll hear about older men complaining about what younger men are doing and things that's outside of that spectrum. But there are men that lead certain lives where they are able to take advantage of, you know, the intangibles in life. And the intangibles in life don't have anything to do with money in most cases. The money makes it easier to enjoy, of course. But if you don't have the intangibles, you are no different than someone with unregulated vices that gets money. You know, the minute that you get some money, your vice is gonna ruin the money. You got to have
Yeah, thanks.
the intangible characters, the intangible character traits that make you likable, that make you trustworthy, and those traits are usually found more in disciplined men than undisciplined. So with that being said, Gene, I appreciate you. We're gonna do this again. I'll talk to you next day, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, we're gonna run it, bro. We're gonna run it, man. This was a good first one, you know, and we're gonna do a lot more together, bro. I appreciate the collaboration. I thank you for your time, and we're gonna build off of this here, man. We got to see what works in regards to the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
All good, brother. I'll talk to you later.
All right, later, bro. Peace.
Yeah.